everyone, it's Sharonda from Payorwait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Drops of God, which is currently streaming on the Apple TV Plus platform. This series stars Tomohisa Yamashita and Fleur Greffier, as this series, which is actually based on a manga series, centers around a woman who discovers the world's greatest wine collection that's left by her estranged father and has to compete against his protege to claim her inheritance. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, hello, so glad you came, I hope you stay. I'll tell you what I liked about the series, what I didn't like about the series, and is it worth your time or not binging Drops of God where all 8 episodes are currently streamed. So going into what I enjoyed about this series, honestly, I kind of stumbled across the series. I saw Drops of God and I said, honey, Drops of God, what's the drops coming from God? What is this series about? And when I saw that it was actually based on a manga, as you know, I'm trying to get more and more into my anime bag, and a lot of my favorite anime series were based on mangas. I was like, let me go ahead and give this a watch, all right? Now, what I will say is one of the things that I was really excited about, it was giving like Succession vibes, because you got the protege, and then you got the estranged daughter. They're like fighting over this man's inheritance. And then, but it's like Succession, but no raggedy kids. Like each of them are very much competent to do what they need to do. But there's these fun wine challenges that kind of lead them closer and closer to this $148 million inheritance. And then on top of that, there's kind of like family secrets that you have to kind of uncover as the challenges delve deeper into the relationships that both Issei and Camille had with her father. So I will say that you become very much immersed into the world of wine. I don't even drink wine, but honey, I am a wine connoisseur after watching Drops of God. I have to say they do a really great job of teaching you more about the world of wine. How do you properly pour a bottle of wine? How do you properly smell and taste and look at the color to know what type of wine you have? Honey, give me the test right now. I'm going to pass it after watching Drops of God. And honestly, for someone like me who's not even a wine drinker, I think it does a really great job of actually making you appreciate the world of wine even more. I love that they don't just use wine as a backdrop, that they actually delve deep into, what is it like for these different vineyards, that are trying to be featured, and, they're trying to get notoriety so they can sell more, produce more. What happens when you're unsuccessful? What happens to, the people who go to school to learn about this? Like, what type of path does that lead for you? I like that we kind of get to see this as Camille and Issei, they go on these different challenges. And really, as you get to see how her father amassed his $148 million estate. Now, also, too, what I will say is Issei and Camille are two very different people. I think at its core, what kind of gets you locked in is how in the heck does a man pass away? He only has one child, and you're making your child battle out your inheritance from someone that doesn't even, it's not even related to you. It's just a student that you've met. And I love how as we go through the challenges, we get to learn more about the estranged relationship between Camille and her father, but also too, what role does Issei play into being this person that gets to compete against her. They do a great job of every episode that you watch. It kind of ends on a cliffhanger. They give you a little bit more information that you're kind of like, hold on, what's going on? Let me go ahead and play this next episode so I can figure out what's going to happen next. And I think that's the family drama. That's why I kind of say it gives you Succession vibes, because you're learning about these fractured relationships, but you also are trying to figure out how someone like Camille and Issei, as they battle things out, we understand that even though Issei is his protege, he's great at what he does, but Camille was born into this, I like how we show that contrast the dynamic of how they were raised, but also too, as we delve deeper into Issei's character, we learn that Issei has another life that he has lived as well. And what happens when you're trapped between two successful paths, one that might give you happiness and one that might lead you to loyalty to your family. I think they do a great job of keeping you invested in who Issei is, but also more importantly, the familiar relationships that Issei has with his family and kind of some of those broken relationships that he goes through as well. Now, the competitions that they have are pretty great. Almost to the point where you're just like, sir, how are you dying? And you came up with all of these tests for them to do. But it also helps you learn more about who Camille's father was as a person and why they might have the fractured relationship that they do. Now, honey, when I tell you the tea is going to be popping hot with some of these family secrets that come out in this series, That's the part, it's the drama, okay? It is the entanglements that happen. That's what kept me like wanting even more, because I just like mess, y'all, okay? I've learned about wine, you know, it's great acting, but it was messy, and that's sometimes you just want a little bit of mess, and I just have to say he's gonna give it to you with this family drama. The cinematography is fantastic. As Camille, who has an interesting point of view when it comes to wine because she can't actually drink without it making her ill, I like how their use of color, the use of showcasing all these different ingredients that make wines, I think is absolutely beautiful. It almost makes wine tasting look like it's a superpower, to the point where like half of the series I did low-key think like, do she got superpowers? Like, is it like some type of wine superpower that I just didn't know about? But I love just the visuals that they use as Camille's learning how to tap back in, you know, to the smells and everything that it takes to create a bottle of wine. I thought that was like really impressive. It was really great. I love watching it. I do love that this is in multiple languages as well. It's Italian, French, I believe you speak Japanese, there's English. It like mixes in between, so you do need to pay attention. I definitely have to dedicate my weekend to watching it because I had to be focused because I didn't want to miss anything, because that's how much I was really enthralled into everything. Also too, for Alice in Borderland fans, Issei is played by Tomohisa Yamashita, and the whole time I was like, why does he look so familiar to me? And I was like, Alice in Borderland season 2. I was like, I knew he looked familiar to me. But I think that Tomohisa and Fleur, they did fantastic with everything that they were given, the complexities of their characters, really showcasing them, how you heal from generational trauma, how do you deal with unresolved trauma, how do you live for yourself, what is happiness, like what does that really mean? I think it's so many relatable themes in this series as well, which made it just a really fun watch. Do I have any issues? I mean, it did take me like about 2-3 episodes, which typically with Apple, they release the first 3 episodes and then each episode after that on a weekly basis. So I think for me, I just like it being a binge because I'm impatient. So I would prefer to wait for everything to build up so I could just go from beginning to end. But I had a good time watching it. That's really the only thing I will say. After the 3rd episode, I will say you get hooked. And especially as you figure out more of what's going on and how all these challenges are connected to Camille and Issei, that's when it really gets interesting. So what I would tell you to do during your time for Drops of God, I would tell y'all to binge it. Watch it. All 8 episodes are now streaming on Apple TV+. Get your entire life. Have some fun. If you love wine, you're really going to be into this. And if you don't like wine, honey, you're going to be able to teach a wine course after watching this series. So I liked it. I would tell you to watch it. Let me know in the comment section below. Have you been watching it already? Were you keeping up with the weekly releases? Let me know in the comment section below. What did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Would you recommend it for people? I would just love to hear your thoughts as well. But those are my thoughts on Drops of God. As always, my name is Sharana from payorwait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. And until I see you again, bye.